Good morning. I'm the Putz. I can't even eat a donut effectively. I took this great video this morning. I was feeling like all deep and awesome. Took a couple. Went back to watch one of them. Yeah, I'm chewing with my mouth open. I'm the Putz. And I'm talking while I'm chewing. And I had stains on my shirt. I mean, I guess that's part of the problem when you take videos at 4 or 5 a.m. But I just want to complain for a moment and say how hard it is to be me, that I can have thoughts that I want to share, maybe occasional brilliant one, and have friggin' stains on my shirt. I see a hair that's out of place. All I can do is see the 11 lines on my forehead. I can't see a giant array of stain on my shirt. Like, what is wrong with me? But that's the point. What we're focused on grows, and apparently I haven't been focused on my wardrobe or the cleanliness of it. The reality. So, moving on, we are going to continue to read Neville. I read yesterday and then had quite the intensive experience with something being right in front of me. I had just read chapter 2, actually, which was talking about the world. We aren't the way we are because the world made us this way. The world is the way it is because we're making it that way. And then I promptly went and had an unpleasant interaction with someone. And despite really wanting to feel victimized and that it was happening to me, I do enough work, not even just of the Neville, to understand that it's something that's being shown to me about me that needs to be healed. It's somewhere in my vibration. Either I believe it to be true, which is applicable to this situation about this person or this place or the people that frequent this place. And also, it was something in me that could be healed as far as my own journey, just of forgiveness and resentment. And I do a lot of work in the Course in Miracles outside of this channel, which is a lot about choosing the grievance or the miracle. Those are your two options. And that our role as the light of the world, or the lights of the world, is forgiveness. So, great stuff, all working together. Let's jump into chapter 4 here. This is I Know My Father. It's short and sweet, by Neville Goddard. It's chapter 4, the I'm Pression. So rather than impression, I'm Pression. Let's see what he has to say. Every impression must become the affirmation of that which is to be. To say that I shall be great or that I shall be free is a confession that I am not great and I am not free. So here he's talking about, Abraham would say this all the time. You pick up a topic, and every single topic is really two topics: the absence of it and, the presence of it. And so when you're saying I am great, or I shall be great, or I will be great, I guess I should say, or I will be free, you're admitting that you're not. And that was my first insight of the first 30 days of this journey, right? As long as I'm saying I'm not happy, I'm looking for happiness, I'm implying that I'm not happy. And therefore I can't really get to it. To see yourself as becoming anything is to know that I am not that thing. To be impressed is to be I'm pressed first person. Oh, wow. Present tense. So if you're going to be impressed, it's present tense. All expressions are the result of impressions. So I'm pressions. He's doing a play on words here. It's an I'm pression. Only as I can claim myself to be that which I desire to be will I express such claims. In other words, he's saying you've got to make an impression on yourself in the present moment and believe it, and not say I will be it. Or I want to be it, because you're saying you're not it and you don't believe it. Let all your desires, drive crumbs, okay. Let all your desires be impressions of that which is, not that which is to be. Do I have crumbs on myself? See, I'm gonna be all self-conscious about my crumbs, lint pieces. I don't know. It looked good when I pulled it out of the closet. Let all your desires be impressions of that which is, not that which is to be. So don't put it in the future, claim it now. For I'm, your awareness, your I am, is God, and God is the fullness of all, the eternal now. I am, I'm. So we often don't think of I'm as I am, but if the I am is the center of your awareness, your beingness, your consciousness, your creative father, that you are being, I am, so is I'm, I am. Signs follow, they do not precede. You will never see the signs of that which is. Take no thought of tomorrow, for your tomorrows are the expressions of your today's impressions. So whatever you're thinking about today creates your tomorrow. So stop worrying about the future, because you're in the present when you're thinking about the future and can't impact the future. Focus on the present and it will impact your future on its own if you focus on it appropriately, or if you focus on what you really want rather than by default, you will. Like my impression of myself is obviously that I have a stain problem on my shirts. And now that's going to become more and more real for me. Let's just wait to see the assortment of schmutz that I can have in my outfit now that I believe that to be a true part of who I am. I've just created that for myself in the future. So here you go. I'm your example of how this works through schmutz. Okay. Take no thought of tomorrow, for your tomorrows are the expression of your today impressions. Now is the accepted time. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Jesus, or salvation, it says in parentheses. So when he's reading about Jesus, he's talking about salvation speaking to you. So when it says the kingdom of heaven is at hand, we're talking about salvation or creation. You can create your own salvation, which is happiness, joy, freedom. So many people think salvation is leaving this world, that the kingdom of heaven is at hand means that 4 horsemen are come riding over a hill. But we need to stop putting this into an apocalyptic type of scenario, and also in the future, and some kind of vindictive, overcoming. This is about you creating your life. And you can do it now. You're always doing it now. Whether you like it or not, you're doing it. So the question is, when are you going to get on board with the fact that you are doing it and start doing what you want, asking for what you want, being aware that you are creating and starting to create deliberately rather than by default. So the kingdom of heaven is at hand, Jesus, or salvation, said, I am with you always. I am with you always. Your awareness is the Savior that is with you always. But if you deny him, he will deny you also. You deny him by claiming that he will appear, as millions today are doing when they claim that salvation is to come. Wow, I have never even read this, and it's saying exactly what I was just saying. That's just flat out creepy. You deny him by claiming that he will appear, as millions today are doing when they claim that salvation is to come, which claim is the equivalent of saying we are not saved. In other words, you are putting your saving in the future, somewhere it can't be. You must stop looking for your Savior to appear and claim yourself to be saved now, and the signs of your claims shall follow. So tomorrow, the next day, you'll start to realize that what your desire is being manifested. So stop looking for your Savior to appear and claim yourself to be saved now. When the widow was asked what had she in her house, there was recognition of substance. Now, in her claim of 3 drops of oil, not empty measures. So now he's referencing the miracle in the Bible where there was a widow and they said, what do you have in your house? And she said, I have 3 drops of oil, which then sort of became this eternal oil well. And so they're pointing at this as a metaphorical rather than literal story, saying there was a recognition by her that in her now and in her claim that she had 3 drops of oil, she wasn't empty. 3 drops become a gusher if claimed. So the story in the Bible, I'm not probably going to remember it perfectly, but is a widow that there's 3 drops of oil when she's asked, and it becomes an eternal fountain. So we could see that, right, as a metaphor to say that when I realize I have something now, even if it's small, and I acknowledge it and I continue to focus on it and grow it, it becomes an eternal well of what I need. For your awareness magnifies all that it is conscious of being. To claim that I have oil, which he is referencing to be joy now. So to claim that I have oil or joy is to confess that I have empty measures. To claim that I shall have oil or joy is to confess that I have empty measures. In other words, I have nothing now. I have no joy now. Which consciousness of lack will produce lack. So we used the example of this channel when I was saying, I want to find happiness. I want to be happy. I'm saying I don't have it. And it wasn't until I realized that I was doing that and started to say, I have happiness, it's already here, that a whole different conversation began and is. God, or your awareness, is no respecter of persons and can only express that with which it is impressed. In other words, it's not personal. It's not thinking, oh, I feel so sorry for you, so I'm going to give you this. It's just producing what we put on it. The power that directs worlds is what we're focusing. And so it's just going to focus wherever we put it, like gravity. It's not personal. Your every desire is determined by your need. Desires are automatic. Knowing that you are aware of the desire and that your awareness is God, you should look upon each desire as the spoken words of God telling you of that which is. Turn from the seeing of man whose breath is in his nostrils. That's the quote. For he sees his desire as that which is not. So in other words, this guy already has breath in his nose. Like, realize, like, he already has the breath of life that he needs, but he's walking around saying he doesn't have it. So, for he sees his desire as that which is not. So we think, I want money, but I don't have it. I want this, but I don't have it. I want a lover, I want a house, I want a dream job I'm looking for now, which means I don't have it. So I've got to say, I have it. Because it's in the future, I can't get it. We shall ever be that which we are aware. So never again claim, I shall be that. Let all claims from now be, I am that I am. I have everything that I need and want right now. Before they ask, I have answered. That's the quote. So ask and it is given is what it's referencing. Before you have time to think, the solution of your problem was given you in the form of your desire. And I've been noticing this more and more, where there's something I want, I don't even necessarily know I want it, and suddenly I have a question in my head, and it's leading me, and then I get an answer to that question, and I realize the generation of the asking was part of satisfying the desire, because until I explicitly ask, it can't be explicitly given. So putting me in situations that generate the asking is as much a part of giving me what I truly desire as the actual getting of the thing that I'm asking for. It's fascinating. The blind, the lame, the halt, all automatically desire freedom from limitation. Man is so schooled in the belief that his desires are things to struggle over that he, in his ignorance, denies his Savior, who is constantly knocking at the door of consciousness. Wow. Man is so schooled in the belief that his desires are things to struggle over, sacrifice is required, that he in his ignorance denies his Savior, who is constantly knocking at the door of consciousness. I am the door, it has in parentheses, to be let in. So in other words, it's already here, but because we think we've got to struggle, because we think what we want is somewhere else, we don't open the door to receive it. Would not your desire, if realized, save you from your problem? To let your Savior is the easiest thing in the world. To let your Savior in is the easiest thing in the world. Things must be to be let in. You are conscious of a desire, therefore the desire is something that you are aware of now. Your desire, though invisible, must be affirmed by you to be something that is real. God calleth those things which be not, or are not seen, as though they were. That's the quote. So in other words, we're calling things from nothing into something, but that's only our perception. We think the physical is something, and whatever precedes that is nothing. But the more we've learned about matter and particles and waves, and that's not true, that nothing is nothing. There's something there. We just aren't able to translate it into something physical with our senses at this time. The claim, I am he, or the thing desired, is letting your Savior in. Every desire is the Savior's knock at the door. This knock, every man hears. Man opens the door for him to enter when he claims, I am he. I am my Savior. I am doing this thing. I am the creator of my reality. And then beyond that, all the things that you want, right? I'm wealthy, I'm happy, I'm joyful, I'm married, or whatever your list is. I'm strong, I'm free, I'm healthy, I'm thin, on and on and on. See to it that you let your Savior in by letting the thing desired press itself upon you until you are, I'm pressed or impressed with the nowness of your Savior and utter the cry of victory. It is finished. His reframing of the crucifixion, resurrection, all of this is a metaphysical journey. It is finished. This is a creation point, even tearing the curtain in the Bible right between my physical self and my creative spiritual mechanism. This book is incredible. So I'm going to expect that my day will be filled with some of this. Since I'm currently in a creative process of wanting a job, I want my dream job, but I guess I'm putting it in the future, so that's going to be difficult to do. So I just get to just be with it's already here. I have everything that I need. I have what I want. It's somewhere queued up for me, and it's just about letting it in and seeing it and saying, I am abundant. I am an incredible employee who's performing great for my employer. But I have my dream job. That's what I have to do. I have to speak in the present tense. And of course, there's many other things we all want to create around this that we speak in the present tense, but it's nice to have at least something to play around with. I've noticed I've had so many interviews over the last week that in my desperation to get something, I've sort of created too much noise. More is not always more, and nothing is quite right. So it shows me that I'm sort of just calling in all of this noise, and I need to funnel in and just focus that my fourth dimensional self has this, and something amazing will show up. There I go again, future tense. Something amazing is here now for me, and I'm so excited to experience it at a new level. Anyway, with that, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Go Neville, right? Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Go out, be a light in the world, create your desires, and I'll see you back here again.